All right. Crooked. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is March 19th, Wednesday, 2025.
Karen, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me on, Gary.
Karen, just before we went to air, we were discussing the global corruption, the global syndicate, the bankers. Who are these people? Who are the individuals? Who are the puppet masters pulling the strings of the bankers?
Well,
because you had mentioned the Jesuits in a previous interview, so I'm intrigued as to know where is the connection to the Jesuit order, as well as into the Vatican and beyond. There's many secret societies in the world. Many people speak of the Illuminati and the Masonic orders, the Order of the Garter, many of these super elite organizations that operate in secrecy. So I know I've named a few already, but if you could help us elaborate on these points, who are the people pulling?
Who are these people? Who are they? And who are the Illuminati? There's so many secret societies, nobody knows the truth. So what do? You pick the society that's the oldest, and they're the ones. My beard is all off. It's like everywhere, huh? Yeah, I guess I forgot to take care. Something's going on. Jeanette's already a member. $5 from Ed Chaffet. Diddy, distraction, drones. The 3Ds nobody wants to talk about. That's right. Hey, thanks, man. I think, I don't know if it was a distraction, because think about it. And I know we love to think of this. That term distraction is overused and undernourished. Really? Were you distracted that you didn't want to read about Diddy or watch a video because there were so many drones? No. Now, I like that people think there's a distraction, but there wasn't. And I appreciate it. I do. It's just I don't buy into that anymore. I stopped buying into that about a year ago when people say there's a distraction. I'm like, well, I wasn't distracted, and I'm in ufology, and I still know what happened with Diddy. So how is it a distraction? If we're still looking, because our attention span, not mine, but the world's, is this big. Do you know when I post a video up for like a 20-minute video, the watch time is 2 minutes? When I put up when I used to put up 2-3 hour shows, the watch time was only 20-25 minutes, which is good, by the way. Yeah, people just don't give a shit. The average time that people spend watching, and I think they're including shorts in this because it's under 2 minutes. People don't have more than 2 minutes. God forbid you write more than a sentence in a text. Nobody will read it. I know, because I live it. And you guys know I don't type in sentences. I type in paragraphs. Because the reason I do that, because you're going to have questions and I'm answering them all in one text. So think about it. Thank you, Ed Chaffet, for being a continuing supporter of the GUFON. I don't like looking at me today. I look weird. I look like an animal. Yeah. I don't know. I gotta fix all this. Uh, but we just keep talking about the drone. No, I don't feel good today. I'm not feeling good at all. About an hour or two ago, I started sweating and not feeling good. So I'm fighting off the urge to not do this right now. But we got a show to do. The show must go on, they say. But the drone situation, it's everything now. Drones are UFOs and UFOs are UAPs and UAPs are drones. And what happened to the Tic Tac? Nobody's finding out where the Tic Tac went. You realize they saw the Tic Tacs, according to some people, every day for 2 years, and all of a sudden, no more. No Tic Tacs anymore. And that was in '04. What happened? How come we're not getting a influx of Tic Tac sightings, right? 21 years ago, that technology should be rampant, should be everywhere. We should be seeing these things, and we don't. We do not. And I was just playing this because it's just fun. It's fun to watch crazy people. This lady, when you look at her, I see crazy. I see a nut job. Am I wrong? Let's listen.
Well, do you remember when there were ghettos and you...
Anybody who talks like that, smiles, and is talking about secret societies ruling the world, they're evil. She's evil. I look at her and I see the devil. And I don't even know her. Isn't that weird?
Had something called a Judenrat that were the ones that would draw up the lists of the Jews that were going to get exported the next day. Do you remember how that system worked?
Well, it was a little before my time, but history would dictate what happened in those ghettos. So elaborate.
These were traitors to their people who were helping because they thought they were going to save themselves. That's maybe why they did that, but it doesn't matter what their motives were. They were doing the work against their people. Now, think of this as an elaboration on a larger scale, and what we're dealing with actually is humanity and the elite, the secret societies, the Vatican. They're traitors to humanity because the one at the very core...
Okay. They're traitors to humanity. Do something. Do something about it. Can't, can you? Nobody can. They've been around longer than humans. Anyway, crazy talk. Just crazy talk. Jeanette, thanks for becoming a member. Foghorn Leghorn re-upped again. Look at how it shows up on my end. It doesn't come up in a color code. I hate this. On your end, it's green, and I see it easily. There it is. Thank you, Foghorn. Thank you, Jeanette. Jeanette, for 26 months. It's a long time. Did he do it? Thank you, Foghorn Leghorn. Andy Cowley's a member for 16 months. Thank you very much for staying members. Appreciate it. Grazie. You see pink on the TV? Yeah, there's pink right here. I tell you, I hate the way I feel right now. I'm cold, and I'm sweating a little bit. It's all upper body. It's like my whole upper body. It's just this is the third shirt. And I was just talking about how I haven't sweat in such a long time. I'm just tired. I just want to sleep all the time. All right, let's watch Bigfoot. I don't know how long I can go tonight, to be honest with you. There's a Bigfoot sighting. No sound. I don't know what this is. It looks like a guy to me, but there's some back muscle. It could be a guy, but I don't know. It might be a figfoot. No sound from a drone. He's walking pretty quick. Come on. There we go. I would love to find a Bigfoot with my drone. Find him swimming in the Gulf. Do you believe in Bigfoot? He is the man with the fuzzy foot and a hairy ass. He's Bigfoot. The man, the myth, the beast, the legend. There isn't one chicken alive around Bigfoot. Poor guy. Well, the Fat Mord Show is spitting bullshit again. He says, oh, shit's about to get real with David Grush and UAP disclosure. That's all they think disclosure is going to happen every day. It's weird. It's like, don't they understand? It's never going to happen. I am so wet right now. I know, ladies, right? I got to do something, and I'm not feeling really good. I have to be honest with you. I'm trying to drink a meal, and I also ate something because I feel like that's usually what happens. My blood sugar gets real low, so I'm trying to bring it up, and it's taking its time. And I'm really sorry that I'm going through this shit. I know it interrupts the show. It's a pain, I get it. But I just ask you, bear with me one more day. Because tomorrow I see a doctor for the first time in 6 months, and it's a new doctor, and hopefully it's going to work. All right. An Elon Musk interview.
Elon, first of all, what a triumph to the human spirit, human ingenuity, engineering. First of all, on behalf of, I know many people in this audience, thank you for what you did for those astronauts today. How were you feeling, throughout the day? I mean, I know I felt butterflies in my stomach, and I rarely feel them.
Well, I'm actually usually a little nervous about these returns because there's always some risk that something could go wrong. But thanks to the excellent work of the SpaceX team working with NASA, the astronauts are now safely home. And so congratulations to the SpaceX and NASA teams
that thing hits the water
excellent work.
Hard.
And a huge note of appreciation to President Trump for prioritizing and expediting their return.
You have been the chief engineer of SpaceX and remain the chief engineer of SpaceX. It is the first private company to ever make it to orbit. Walk us through the beginnings of that. It is not, it's something that nobody else has been able to accomplish.
Well, it's quite a long story, and there are some books that have been written about it. But in the beginning, we didn't actually know anything about rockets. So our first 3 missions failed, actually, of our Falcon 1 rocket. And we almost ran out of money and just barely made it with the 4th launch. If the 4th launch of Falcon 1 had not succeeded, we would have failed as a company. So we just barely made it. So I have to say that I was not a very good chief engineer in the beginning, but I did learn over time. And I think we've gotten, at this point, to where the vehicle is very reliable. And we are going to be able to take astronauts.
I don't think he speaks that well. I never thought he was a good speaker. Maybe it's his ailment that he was born with, or something. But he, for a very, very successful person, he has some problems getting the words out, it seems. But what an unbelievable thing he accomplished! Really, it's never been done in the history. Recent history. We don't know about thousands of years ago, but there's a lot of stuff coming out. It is really strange what's going on with the pyramid talk and the Sphinx. I mean, there's something big going to happen soon. Well, let's see. Now, this guy says the threat got ahead of our ability. NORAD General Greg Guglio says the U.S. is unable to stop mystery drones flying over U.S. military bases. What?
The most powerful military on the face of the earth. And yet, drones could fly over a major Air Force base.
With impunity.
And we couldn't stop them? How is that possible?
Well, I think the threat.
First of all, this looks like Tom Hanks with some makeup on. I'm just saying.
Got ahead of our ability to detect and track the threat. I think all eyes were rightfully overseas, where UAVs were being used in one-way attack to attack U.S. and coalition service members. And the threat in the U.S. probably caught us by surprise a little bit.
A year ago, General Gregory Guillot, a combat veteran, took control of NORAD and NORTHCOM. He ordered a 90-day assessment of operations and says the drones, or UAVs, at Langley became the centerpiece.
We're the most powerful military on the face of the earth. And yet, drones could fly over a major Air Force base, and we couldn't stop them? How is that possible?
Well, I think the threat got ahead of our ability to attack U.S. and coalition service members. And the threat in the U.S. probably caught us by surprise a little bit.
Really? It caught us by surprise. Really? Really? What's this? I think that you've had enough of doing YouTube because you're getting boredom over it. That's my thinking. No, Glenn, I'm sick all the time. That's why. I'm sick. All the time. Every day. There isn't even a day now I get a reprieve. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm functioning, but I'm miserable, bro. Okay? Just know that. So that's why. And that's the frustration. It has nothing to do. I mean, I'm doing this 21 years. I would have been done and over with 15 years ago. But no, I don't think I'm bored. I think I'm just sick of being sick. And it takes a toll on me. That's why the shows have been an hour, some 45 minutes, some none, and the days I feel good, I go longer. But I'm never, ever 100. So that's all. Appreciate it, though. Well, Jeremy Corbell, we haven't talked much about Corbell and Knapp for a while. This whole year, we haven't really spanked them enough. But the new Weaponized came out. I haven't watched it, but UFOs, the bodies, the whistleblowers, and the struggle to discover and report the facts. It's a battle. Clarity and consensus understanding is the reward. In Finn, in fits and starts, we make progress. And you got to have grit and be relentless. George Knapp and I had a great conversation with our friend, ally, and fellow investigative journalist, Ralph Blue of the New York Times. I got to see this. They got a little bit of it here for us to enjoy. So I like the show. I just haven't listened to it in probably a year.
No, I think there's the three of us don't doubt that there are crash retrieval materials, maybe entire craft, maybe bodies. I think there's a lot of substantiation for that. But what is not substantiated is that we really understand it. You know, I don't know anybody who, even if they have these materials, that doesn't tell you where they came from or why they're here. Even if they have the bodies, it doesn't say where they originate. Maybe that's part of the reason for the secrecy is there's no one who really has the ultimate answer. So when the public demands the truth, we can handle the truth. We're not sure, anybody knows what the truth is.
I mean, it would be refreshing for the government to say, yeah, bodies were
But that's what I've been saying. Nobody knows anything because maybe we just don't have anything.
retrieved, but we don't know anything about, where they came from or why they're here. That would be a huge breakthrough. And it wouldn't necessarily give our adversaries much information to work on, would it?
I think it's going to be hardcore independent journalism without all the hurdles. You have to be fastidious with your work, but if you're a good reporter and a good journalist, using your own platform to get stuff out, because ultimately there is a lot of resistance, there is a lot of control within a lot of types of mainstream media, and I've tried it. I've tried it the right way, the easy way, basically the easy way, bringing whistleblowers into Congress. And there was so much fuckery. When George and I have attempted to do that, to testify, to give information, to bring documents, to bring people in, it was so managed, so controlled. They boldly lied, bold-faced lied about certain things that at this point, it's going to be the hard way for them, which is I think people will trust independent journalists to handle their stories correctly, whistleblowers coming forward, and then the world can dissect it. But I think that's the path forward. I'm kind of fed up, to be honest, and I think at this point, we just have to do our own work, put it out, and let the world decide.
People have been reluctant because...
That is exactly right, Jeremy. Leave it up to us. It's always going to be on us. Hey, if it's happening and people, they have evidence, well, bring it out. But nobody does. And with 5 billion phones out there and not one good picture of anything, it raises a lot of red flags as to the validity of what the government tells us. The government's had a long time. Let's just say 100 years. Some of us will never have a chance. Some of us will never see anything, experience anything. And you often wonder, why is it that way? Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. But the human mind is so complex that people remember bits and pieces of things that were supposedly wiped away. They show up in dreams. They show up unexpectedly. People can hit their head and start remembering shit. They're like, oh my God, I was abducted. It could be a false memory, but when you have scars and memories of things and they add up, strange world we're living in. Nobody needs to lie. The truth will come out. It'll probably take a lot longer. But what's going to happen is we are going to see an influx. There's going to be a wave of people that are saying they're abducted. And it is going to usher in a whole new reality. And I see this in the next 3 to 5 years, that everything's going to be rebranded again, but it's going to be the abduction story that is going to take ufology, the world, by storm. People are going to have stories that are going to be hard to deny, but there's still going to be missing evidence. And that's the shit That's the shitty part about it all. You know, we have these experiences and not a shred, but maybe it's, you know, it's that way because it is that way. It just is that way. That's the way it's going to be forever until it isn't. That's it.
First, they want to talk to Congress first. They want to stay anonymous. They're afraid of retaliation because despite the whistleblower statute, people have been retaliated against. We know that from Dave Grush. And according to him and others, people have actually been killed for speaking out. So, but that is the way forward. More firsthand, verified information, and maybe Congress can get it.
It's not working through the systems of government. I have direct experience of that with the last hearing. So now it's time, I think, we put stuff out. We try to get the bigger outlets to pick it up. And look, if they're slow to the game, that's their problem. You know, we can report on it and let them pick up after. But if it's a story, it's a story.
Right there.
I like how Corbell said, I did it the right way, and then then he stuttered. And then it's like he almost said, and then I did it the fuck off way. Like I just did it the, grifter way. That's what it was. I want to bring that up because that's what he said. There. Wait, where is it?
To work on, would it?
I think it's going to be hardcore independent journalism without all the hurdles. You know, you have to be fastidious with your work, but if you're a good reporter and a good journalist, using your own platform to get stuff out, because ultimately there is a lot of resistance, there is a lot of control within a lot of types of mainstream media, and I've tried it. I've tried it the right way, the easy way, basically the easy way, bringing...
I tried it the right way, the easy way. No, you didn't. It was funny how he thought about it. Did I do it the right way? Because that's what it seemed like.
Way, the easy way, basically the easy way, bringing whistleblowers in.
No, that's not what you did at first, Jeremy. You gave everybody hoaxes first and tried to peddle them off as real. Then you bring in faux whistleblowers who weren't really whistleblowers, my friends. Whistleblower, in my mind, and most of yours, is somebody that has firsthand account, firsthand experience with the whistleblowing subject they are blowing. Not I heard, or I listened to, or I found out from a friend. None of that stuff. Jeremy, that's funny. Maybe we should follow up because I want to know. Jeremy thinks he was screwed over, remember? He thinks, here they are, the government goes out of their way to give him and Knapp front row seats at the Congress for UFOs and shit. And he still thinks they're out to get him because Mace accidentally said this was just handed to me by so-and-so and didn't mention it was from Jeremy Corbell, and she gave credit to the wrong guy, and he says, they're trying to block the real truth. No, they're not. Everybody knows, dummy. You didn't get screwed over. You threw a temper tantrum, and because you lie all the time, Jeremy, you think everybody else is a liar. That's why you think they're out to get you. But in fact, they coveted you. They gave Knapp and you front row seats to history. And you act like you're entitled to get credit for every single little thing. Yeah, you should get credit for what you did. Right. But it was an accident. He's definitely living in a world I couldn't imagine living in. He thinks everyone is out to get him because he's grifting everyone to believe him. And this is what bothers me about Knapp. It's like, doesn't Knapp know what kind of person he is? Didn't he listen to the rumors that went around? Jeremy Corbell is not a nice guy. He is an entitled California thug. And he's a mini bully in a world full of pussies. And he doesn't think that, he's got to worry about anything because, well, he knows karate. Ooh. Just by looking at him over the years, you can tell Jeremy Corbell stopped working out, stopped paying attention. He looks out of shape. He looks tired all the time. He's not tan anymore. He doesn't even sound Californian. He sounds, I don't know, Albuquerquean or Coloradian. Sorry, I don't mean to hurt your states, but he's really annoying. He's bad. He's bad for the field. Bad for this field. But I just don't know why people give him chance after chance. I don't get it. He has no credibility. Honest to God, Jeremy Corbell has absolutely zero credibility in this field. And yet, he's still going on fake news. And he's still popular. I don't understand it. It's weird. It's like we like to see a train wreck every single time it's on air. Because that's what it's like. That's why people liked watching Howard Stern or, people like that, that making people look silly because they are silly, telling the truth, saying what we're all thinking. And I know everybody thinks the same thing about Corbell, but yet they still give him the treatment like he's somebody. It's weird. He may have been somebody, but that somebody proved he's nobody to worry about or to listen to. But it's an addiction. It's like he's cemented in ufology for being the worst hoaxer, liar, bullshitter. Let's just say what it is. Biggest bullshitter next to Greer in ufology. Greer's king. Nobody's better than Greer. Greer puts asses in the seats no matter what. Because guess what? Sometimes Greer gets it right. You throw enough stuff up against the wall, something's bound to stick. And every now and then, it does. And he looks like a genius. Now, I told you, and he never let you forget it either. I told you so. And I didn't want to say that either. It hurt me to say, but I told you so. I did it again. Greer. He's trying. I see it. But that damn CE5 got in the way. He could have been a contender. Imagine if he didn't have CE5. What would you think about Greer? Because we all loved Greer. We all loved him until CE5. Right? Yep. There was a sighting. A swarm of mystery UFOs in Israel, of all places. I don't know about this one, my fellow peeps. Well, what do you think we got going on here? I thought I heard a kid in the background yelling balloon, balloon. Play it again. Listen. There. The balloon, right? Listen. The balloon. These are Jewish lanterns. I'm sorry, Chinese lanterns, but in Israel they're called Jewish lanterns. That kid's had too many drinks. Those weren't UFOs. Those were Jewish lanterns. Hey. They were made with beard trimmings and pencils. It said it in the description. All right. We got a couple-minute video here. This is a good one, though, so you'll want to pay attention. I was talking earlier about how in Egypt there's something going on with the pyramids and the Sphinx. A lot of stuff coming out now. I got a video I want to show you here. Somebody claiming there's some stuff we need to know about what's going on under the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid. You understand? Secrets. There's structures below the pyramids, kilometers down. I'm sorry, Americans. A few miles down. Miles under the pyramid and the Sphinx. Oh, yeah. You didn't know that either? Well, open your ears and shut your pie hole. Take a listen to this. Maybe, just maybe, we're on to something. Well, not us, but they are on to something.
And deep beneath the surface.
Unbelievable, right? Like, who would have thought all of that? You got it? Next. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just kidding. All right, go ahead.
Of the plateau. Near the base of the pyramid, 5 identical structures are seen, connected by...
By the way, this is all verified information with LiDAR technology, radar technology, X-ray technology, night vision technology, drone technology, and eyeball technology. Giddy up.
By geometric pathways. Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. Below these 5 structures are 8 cylindrical structures, which appear to be vertical wells, hollow inside, and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. These 8 vertically aligned cylindrical structures, arranged in 2 parallel rows from north to south, descend to a depth of 648 meters, where they all merge into 2 large cubic structures, measuring approximately 80 meters per side. The entire structure extends approximately 2 kilometers beneath the surface and extends beneath all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau.
Can you imagine the technology that had to be used to create all this? Oh my God, I am so saddened that I'll never know what it was like to live in that time. It hurts my heart. It really does. I want to know. It aches to know. I yearn to know what happened, what it was like to be there during the heyday. God almighty. God, can you imagine? They have, like, if you have virtual reality headset, the Oculus, you know you can go and check this shit out, right? It's amazing. It's breathtaking. I said it.
Complex. Mainstream Egyptology tells us that the Giza pyramids were tombs for pharaohs Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, and that they were built around 2500 BC using ramps, sledges, and levers. But the redundant mathematics in their construction, which include pi, the golden ratio, and the speed of light, along with the testimony of today's expert architects, suggests that the official story does not hold up. The massive underground structure revealed by the recent SAR data shows what appears to be a mechanical or functional system, and this has been hypothesized in the past. Nikola Tesla believed that the pyramids could harness Earth's natural frequencies. This arguably inspired his experiments in wireless energy transmission and scalar waves. In the Giza power plant, Christopher Dunn argued that the Great Pyramid was a power-generating machine using resonant and acoustic forces to convert mechanical stress into electricity. In the Giza Death Star, Joseph Farrell proposed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was a weapon of mass destruction using a type of physics that he calls paleophysics to focus energy as a scalar weapon. The cylindrical wells could be conduits for energy or sound waves, and the cubic structures might serve as energy storage or stabilization units, akin to components in a large-scale weapon or generator.
Like, if you were just building a tomb, why all this? Just get your blocks, put them in order, and piss off. Leave it alone. But no. We know now that we have been lied to about why these pyramids were built, if they even know. But I think they know. And I think the secrets are pretty unbelievable. This is where it's all at. This is where the secret to humanity lies. This is where I think the descendants of Atlantis roamed the earth and marked their territories in ways that nobody can imagine, with technology that was buried deep under these pyramids for no one to ever find, or, let me tell you, to never use. They set traps. You try to get in a way, a block will fall in place. Where'd that come from? It was secret. Oh no. You try to pull it another way, it floods with water. Can't get in there. Send in the drone. You send a drone down an air shaft. Lost forever. What happened? I don't know. Nobody can find the answers. But I believe one man on this planet has the answer. And his name is Zawi Hawass. I believe Zawi knows the truth. He's a terrible liar. Horrible liar. When somebody gets angry and violently what's the word? Like, he was on, they had a reality show where these students got granted to go work in the pyramid alongside him when he used to be the curator of Egypt's antiquities, but no longer. He got demoted, but then rehired on. But it's a long story. Now, a tourist, was in the area and happened to hear Zawi Hawass talking to the student about how they were created. And this tourist, American tourist, comes in and says, "Didn't aliens help?" He goes, "You are the most ignorant woman on the face of the planet. That is the stupidest comment I've ever heard. No aliens built the pyramids. It was Egypt." Now, he would get so mad. You know who acts that way? You know who would act that way? You know who gets mad when you accuse them? Guilty people. You ever see cart narcs? People who won't put their shopping carts away. They get angry when you confront. Can you put it's right there, the carousel. Why don't you mind your own business? Well, you walked around the whole store with the shopping cart. But they'll have somebody come out here and get it, I'm sure. But you pushed it in the way of a handicapped person's parking space. And I don't think it's right. So do something, you know. And they get all mad because they guilty. I'm sorry, because they are guilty. And it's the same thing with him, which means he's lying. See, I stopped sweating. I'm starting to feel better because I drank all this sitting here and it's finally getting into my system. You understand? That's how quick it happens with me. I could be sitting here and I gotta go from nowhere. But anyway, we're not there right now. We're better. Let's keep going. So Zawi Hawass gets angry, which tells me he's a liar. He knows that humans built the pyramids with the assistance of alien technology that wasn't alien, Atlantean technology. Could it be? No? Time doesn't work? Does it work? Didn't Atlantis go down 12,500 years ago and the pyramids were supposedly built around this time? But everybody knows that's a lie and it's probably more like 30 to 40,000 years ago. Got a message. I don't know. I never get messages. Oh, no message. That was weird. Oh, I did get a message. I told you. It's a... Oh, wow. No, that was nice of you, David Wilcox. Sent $20 and a message that I'm thinking yesterday. Did I do a show yesterday? I don't remember. I think I was sick yesterday, right? Hold on. I don't even remember. That's sad. Let's see. Yesterday. Yeah, I did. Oh, that's right. I did it at 9 o'clock. I was, I was sick. That's right. And then we kind of cut the show short. Oh, David. Do you know why I'm acting this way, people? Because apparently it was his birthday yesterday. I had no idea. I don't know how it could have slipped, but it did. It did, sadly. Terrible. I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible person. But thank you for the my phone's dying. But thank you for the 20 and well, happy birthday, I guess, man. I'm really sorry I missed it yesterday. That sucks. But Atlantis, I can't do it. I can't fake it. All right, let's give a happy birthday to David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. Come on, everybody. He's earned this.
Happy birthday to you.
That's right, it's belated.
Happy birthday to you.
David Wilcox. Not Wilcox.
Happy birthday to dear one.
Not Wilcox.
Happy birthday
What I say?
to you. From good friends and true.
Hey, that's us.
From old friends and new.
Yeah, some of us.
May good luck go with you.
Of course you should.
And
Congratulations on surviving another birthday year. David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Oh, he said he forgot. Not me. I don't know. Now I'm really confused. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And happy birthday, David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Happy belated birthday. That's right. That's a week after me. We'll never forget again. Never. Yeah. Yes, it was. Well, yesterday there wasn't a show at 7. I went on what 9, and then during the show I was just getting sicker and sicker, and then I had to go. So it wasn't. It was a horrible show, to be honest. But happy birthday, man. Sorry we didn't do it yesterday, but better late than never. It's nice. Well, I am so sorry that we forgot. Actually, yesterday, I didn't remember there was a show. I didn't remember doing it. I had to look. All right. So this video we were watching about the pyramids is unbelievable to me. Unreal. And I do believe they're not used for what we are told. Not at all. I think you guys would agree that the pyramids were not tombs for kings, but rather some sort of energy source, perhaps. It could have lit up the whole entire night sky. Can you imagine? And then why were there so many pyramids built at that time? Isn't it weird? It's just weird.
And the detection of vibrations in the pyramid's internal structures reflects all of these ideas. The Khafre...
It's like nobody came up with the hut, like the idea of the hut, you know? Nobody came out with the cube, a circle, pyramid, really? Why? I think it has to do with energy.
Project hopes to plan an excavation in order to discover more about this underground structure. But history shows that this will be very difficult to get approval for. Greg Reese reporting.
Look at all those people there. Isn't that amazing? Egypt's kick ass. Oh, I meant every word of it when I said I yearn to go back to that time. I would also like to go back to when the dinosaurs were around, but in a safe space of sorts. You know, I don't think we would be able to breathe that well. I think there was a high carbon dioxide level back then. It was kind of very dangerous for us. But nonetheless, there were footprints of humans alongside dinosaurs. So, what does that tell you? Can you imagine? And not only that, inside it was such a perfect print, and I talked about it. You even get to see the fingerprint of the print on both species. How cool. Like, really cool. Okay. Grand Theft Auto? What if there's a Grand Theft ufology? Oh, yes, there is. And Red Panda Koala showed us. Check this out. You're going to love it. It's fun. It's new and exciting ufology like you've never seen it before in super 4K high def AI creation. You mean you couldn't hear me the whole time? Unbelievable how stupid that was. That is so stupid. I am the dumbest guy. I'm stupid. I was muted. No, I wasn't muted. I didn't put myself into the screen. I thought I was. Because I thought I was. I swear to God. Oh, what a schmohawk I am. There's so much stuff I have to go over. I don't have the energy, but I got some things we need to talk about here. Let me pull this up. Where is it? Bodies found scattered across lawns with 42 killed in unusual storms as U.S. braces for more severe weather and tornadoes. Guys, it is getting crazy out there. We're getting some serious bouts of like violent weather that just pops up out of nowhere. Really weird. It really is. Hold on, let's get rid of this. I've got something I got to show you. Where is it here? Where'd it go? Oh, that's a good one too, but I can't show that here. All right, where'd it go? Oh, maybe this is it. No, there's a UFO filmed in Sao Paulo, Brazil. You know, this is what bothers me about Brazil, Mexico, and all those places ending in O. They always have this type of sighting. And they're never real enough. It always looks like,
Nossa, que da hora!
You know, it's done on
Esse aqui eu
purpose
nunca
for
vi,
people.
não. Eu sei que é uma estacionária por causa do fogo. O fogo é normal, assim. Mas agora as luzes na frente eu não sei. Da hora!
Do you hear that lady screaming?
Isso é muito legal.
What are we looking at? I can't figure it out for the life of me. Who is this guy? Pac-Man guy? The ghost? Couple of arms. Is there more than one? Oh, it's moving. I wish they would focus a little bit.
Você conseguiu regular ele?
This has got to be some sort of balloon that has an LED light and some attachments. I just don't see the logic in this being a spaceship or a UFO or even a drone.
Se eu tivesse com o celular, eu ia tirar foto.
I'm getting sick to my stomach watching. Jeez, man, did you hear that guy? But that's the typical type of sighting they get in those areas. So with a grain of salt, I throw at them and I say, no, I don't buy it. I want to continue showing you this UFO video that this person captured. I believe we were watching this. What is this? An orb, a drone, a UFO?
Oh,
Watch this thing.
that is wild.
I'll start it right here because
No more. 4.
Look at that. This is legit. Whatever this is,
Oh,
this is legit stuff. Now, is it a drone? Probably, but we don't know. And he's not focused. He's not focused. He's out of focus. That's why it looks this way. Boy, oh boy, is that thing slowing down. Hey, wait. Wait. This one moved too. Right here. This one also moved, and this one. Wait a minute. This one's moving now. What the hell's going on?
How many are we gonna get, guys?
Exactly. Wait. What? Wait, it stopped. It's going in the same direction as the other two.
No way.
And another one. So, okay, so maybe somebody's releasing these. Okay, that makes sense.
Hold on, I'm gonna move to see where these things are coming up from.
Good idea, brother.
There's another.
Oh, come on.
What in the heck? Oh boy.
Chinese lanterns. Or Jewish, depending on what city. But look, it's going this way. One's going one way, one's going the other way. No. Look, this one's going here, this one's going there, this one's meandering. I don't know.
Keep moving out. Sorry for the shakiness. This is wild, though. Alright, I'll try to zoom back in.
It's pretty cool, though. If it's Chinese lanterns, this one went rogue, these two are going this way, the other ones went why is this one going that way? That's not how the wind works.
Oh man, what the hell?
Exactly, bro. And look at this one right here. This one's just now turning to the right. What a sighting. I don't know. Over here, this one's still going. And they're lasting pretty good. Couple minutes. Now, if this one turned around and came back, that's an airplane right there. Interesting. Lots of cool things happening. This is a good learning video.
Oh man, I know this is crazy, but I'm gonna stop and then re-record so this footage doesn't get corrupted. This is crazy. Oh, okay, nope. No, we're not.
He's worried it's gonna get deleted.
Guess we're just betting it all on this not happening.
Look at this in the background. Okay, this is not Chinese lanterns. There's something going on here. This is really wild. There's all sorts of movement going on. Look at this up here. Lots of stuff. This is wild. I bet you if I speed it up, it'll look cool. Oh, he's too shaky. This is the beginning. Watch how cool this was. We didn't watch this, but there's two of them. And then this one started going this way. This one went this way. It's not. And then we got one over here. It's pretty good. This is good. There's a lot of activity going on. Look at this. It's weird. Yeah, I don't
Another
know.
one. What the heck?
It could be Chinese lanterns. But I don't know. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Capiche? That's a fun one. Let's get rid of that. What about... Nah, I don't want to talk about this. So, there's talk out there that the MJ-12, everything about it is fake. It was a lie. All of MJ-12. The whole thing was made up. I'm not sure. Anybody know about that? I think that's tomorrow what I'm going to look into and see why people are saying that MJ-12 is fake. It was a smoke screen. Oh, what is this? Hold on, I got a video here from Russia. What the hell is that? Let's see if it plays. Let's see if there's a video. Oh yeah, here we go. Here is a Russian video that shows a cigar-shaped UFO in front of a MJ-12.
Ну, блядь. По-любому. А ну, приблизь еще. На месте стоит, ты ж бачишь. А на месте, блядь, ну. А в теплак ничего не светит? А, что ты...
Somebody's saying, it could be Fata Morgana. Yeah, right. Nope. Nope. Pretty amazing, though. I remember that. There was a sighting that I wanted to show you. It is really good, too. It is a Tic Tac type of thing. And I could have sworn I saved it to myself, but it's not. I don't have it. Hold on. I want to check here. No. No. Okay, let's check. You know what I like about what YouTube does? When somebody goes live, around their profile picture on their channel, it's in red. They give it a red perimeter and it says live. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go in here and look at shorts. Let's see if I got that UFO video, because it is really, really good. Dylan Mulvaney is the most disgusting human alive today. You know that, right? I can't stand that dude. I can't stand it. Everything about it, I can't stand. He's totally fake. The guy's making believe he wanted to be a woman so he can get rich off of it. And he's definitely making fun of women. Remember the Bud Light thing? Yeah. Disgusting. Come on, where is this thing? Wow. Here comes Karen. Have you guys seen those videos? They start like that now. Here comes Karen. Then it. All right, let me check here. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro's gone south, hasn't he? Isn't it sad what's happened to him? He's so deranged. He has TDS. Pretty bad. Yeah. Trump derangement syndrome. He's got the worst of it. Just terrible. It's fun to watch, though. Oh, I found it. Oh, wait. No. No. But I'm going to show you this video because because I like cart narcs, and this is, people are doing this now. I may try this, but it's not usually on private property. People parking in disabled spaces without being disabled or using fake placards saying they're disabled. But watch this. This is just unreal.
Here comes Karen.
Disabled parking space.
You came to us.
What does that even mean?
That means that you bothered us. We didn't come to you, so that recording's
I couldn't park there, and I had to park down the street. How was that
good? We didn't know that you had a parking spot. We didn't know.
There was a big sign right in front of you.
You couldn't tell us
There's
anything.
a big sign.
You couldn't be a big man.
There's a big sign that says disabled parking.
You couldn't be a big man and come and ask us.
I had to park down the.
He's a quadriplegic, and she's saying you could have been a big man. Unreal.
The block.
You couldn't be a big
Okay,
man
let's
to ask
think
us to
about
move.
this. Let's think. I come in.
Move.
If I asked you to move,
You could have asked
if I
us
asked
to
you to move, I would have to go all the way back to my
You could
van.
have asked us to move.
I would have to park to ask you to move.
You can ask your driver to come ask
I
us
drive
to move.
myself.
Well, I'm sorry. You could have been a big man and came to us and asked us to move.
Let's think. I park, I come ask you to move, I go back to my van and then park again. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
Here comes Karen.
Disabled parking space.
You came to us.
What does that even mean?
That means that you bothered us. We didn't come to you, so that recording
I couldn't
nothing.
park there and I had to park down the street. How is that
we
good?
didn't know that you had a parking spot. We didn't know.
There was a big
You
sign
couldn't-
right in front of you.
You couldn't tell us
There's
anything.
a big sign.
You couldn't be a big man.
There's
and
a
come and
big
ask
sign
us.
that says disabled
you couldn't
parking.
be a big man and to come and ask us
I had to
move.
park down the block.
You couldn't be a big
Okay,
man
let's
to ask us
think
to
about
move.
this. Let's think. I come in.
Move.
If I asked you to move,
you could have
if
asked
I
us
asked
to
you to move, I would have to go all the way back to my
You could
van.
have asked us to move.
I would have to park to ask you to move.
You can ask your.
Why do a lot of women, when they fight, argue? They clap. Listen to me. You're gonna do what I say. Oh. God, she was ugly, huh? Just ugly inside and out. I didn't mean like her behavior is abhorrent. And she was pretty hideous to look at. Yeah, she was ugly. It made her uglier. Not only was she ugly and I wouldn't have said anything, but because her attitude was so bad, I said it without worrying about feeling anything for that person. Parking in handicapped spaces is just wrong if you're not handicapped. It's really rude. It's just such laziness and entitlement. It's just amazing to me. All right. I'm going to play a story for you. And it's about a minute and a half. This guy tells the story of a woman who was always sick. And the way she gets cured, there's no other way to say it except divine intervention. This is just an unbelievable story on chance, everything. How this happens, this is why I love life. Because you never know when things will get great again. I don't know.
Named Ellie Lobel. She came down with this mysterious illness. Doctors didn't even know what the illness was. She was just like fatigued for years and years. She just always felt terrible, and it started affecting her career. And then actually she got this like horrible divorce with her husband. And so she decided, enough is enough. It's time for me to die. So she actually hired an end-of-life care person because doctors had told her that your organs are actually starting to shut down. And frankly, if you were to kind of mentally let go, there's a pretty good chance your body would shut down. So she thought, I'll go to an Airbnb in a beautiful part of California, and I will literally just stay in the house until I die. For 3 days, she laid in that bed and she didn't die. And she decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go take a quick walk and then come back and die. They're walking down the sidewalk, and on their side is this beautiful field of flowers. But as she's staring at this field, she begins to hear a buzzing sound, and she looks above her and she sees there's a bee over her head. This bee was an African killer bee, and it came down and began stinging her. And a whole swarm came over to Ellie, and they stung her over, and hundreds of times. And so Ellie, now she's thinking, I'm gonna die. It's whatever's going on with me or the bee stings. But 3 more days go by, and she doesn't die. And in fact, she actually begins to feel better for the first time in like 15 years. She's like, what's going on here? Well, it turns out right before Ellie got sick, she had gone out for a hike, and she had noticed she had this little mark on the inside of her thigh. She figured it was a bug bite, didn't think much of it, but it turned out she got bit by a tick that had Lyme disease. And when they bite you, they leave a very distinctive mark. It looks like a bullseye. And it stood out to her at the time that she had this kind of bullseye-looking mark on her leg, but she just didn't put it together. It would turn out she had Lyme disease. That was the thing that was affecting her for those 15 years, and she does some research about bee stings. And she discovered an obscure study done in the 1990s in Australia about the toxin in African killer bees and its effects on Lyme disease patients. And they made this hypothesis that a certain amount of bee stings from African killer bees, in theory, could cure Lyme disease, but it was an unethical study, and they couldn't do it because it would involve swarming killer bees on a critically ill Lyme disease patient. But Ellie Lobel unintentionally conducted the experiment on herself, and it completely cured her Lyme disease. 100% healthy now. She tours the world talking about the positive effects of getting stung by bees.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. So I thought, well, maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe I got bit by something. You never know, because tomorrow, I watched that video yesterday, and I have the doctor's appointment tomorrow. And I'm going to ask him, can we do test studies to see if I have anything like Lyme disease or something else that's wrong with me? Even though I'm not sure, it's probably diabetes related, but when I was in the hospital, they said they did all sorts of tests on me. I was in there for 5 days the first time. Tampa General. And when I was in there on the third day, everybody was like concerned. My mom and dad were, I can't believe you're in here 3 days. I'm like, why? It's ridiculous. It's like, usually they send you home, but. And then it was the fourth day. And like, to me, I was getting better. It was taking forever. But this hotel was a resort. No, wait. This hospital was a hotel, basically. I put up pictures. Like, I had a panoramic view of the city, and you press one button, and all the blinds come down on all the windows at one time. I had a bathroom that the floor heated up. The floor. And actually, that's where all the water drained to. Yeah, when you were done and you turned it off, the grate would open up underneath and all the water would. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And what else did they have in there? I had my own refrigerator. Yeah. I had a little 3x5 or 3x3, whatever you call them. I had one of those. I had a 50-inch TV on the wall. Yeah, 50-inch TV. They had charging ports in the beds for your phone, iPad, computer. They had it all there. And the food was great. Yeah. Tampa General. So I spent 5 days there. Guess how much it cost? I have the bill. $100,000 for my stay. Yeah. $100,000 and some pennies. Isn't that weird? Right at $100,000. For 5 days I was there. 5 days. And I spoke with 3 doctors, 3 specialists, 3 different ones. And they all said the same thing. We have never seen anything like this. And I'm there like, wait, you do know how many billions of people there are? You know how many people get sick? You mean to tell me the only thing that's missing is a fever, and you've never seen anybody get the sweats, the chills, unless they had a fever? Really? Come on. They all said they don't know what's wrong with me. So, because what they did, they got my levels correct, all, blood sugar and everything. So they kept me there to observe me because I threw up a lot. And there was a lot of blood at the scene. So I'm sure that was in the report. But they never mentioned the blood or anything else. It was really weird. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going over all this. Where was I going? I don't know. But anyway, $100,000 for 5 days. You tell me. $100,000, is that worth did they do $100,000 worth of tests on me? Hell no, I didn't even have an operation. Terrible. And for the first 3 days, I didn't even eat. 2 days. I ate on the third day. So I can't wait till tomorrow. God. This is a real doctor, too. I was seeing someone who was practicing to be a doctor. I think they're called the RNs, but they're not registered nurse, but it's I think they're practicing to be they don't have their doctor's thing. And the doctor I was seeing, or pretending to play doctor, the last time I saw her, she goes on the internet to look up how she could help me. And I thought to myself, what the hell is she's actually going on Google for diabetes. Have you ever? I mean, what would you think? And I've been seeing her for 9 months. I haven't gotten better. Not for lack of trying. She tried. But then I wore my Trump is my president. Jesus is my savior hat, and she didn't like it. And she threw me an attitude that day. And I said, what is going on with you? Why are you so mean to me? It's so... She goes, you're very curt. You're very short with your answers. And then you tell me you're going to take your dog's insulin? Then she goes like this. And I go, well, yeah. She goes, grow up. And I go, you're horrible. What is wrong with you? And I didn't realize I was wearing the hat. I forgot. And I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what is wrong? Am I that mean? And then one of the nurses opens up the door because she hears a commotion. And I go, what is going on? I go, did you heard? Was I mean? All I did was ask a question. She gave a look back to me like, yeah, you're right, but I can't say anything. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to find a real doctor. You're not helping me. And you'll probably read about my death. So you can take that with you. And then I walked out. Family. Yeah, I don't make scenes. I'm not. But today, the new video's gone up on Rich Saves America. And as we speak right now, I'm going to broadcast it live because it's set on unlisted. Let's see if it got clearance to be a real video now. Let's hit replay. Do I have any? No restrictions. All right, here we go. Public. Done. Publish. Save. Rich Saves America. Uploading video now. There it goes. This is my best video I ever had. Because it's fun. It was just a good time. I'm going to share it with you. Yep. Because I believe in what we're doing over there at Rich Saves. And I believe it's going to help GUFON. Here it is. And I really do. I think our rights have been stripped away. And since COVID, we are living in a COVID world when we go to our public buildings. They still have everything on restrictions. You got to make appointments to go into City Hall. Are you high? With my press pass. I even brought my press pass with me.
Yeah.
I was legit. Well, here we are. We'll see how they handle us here. Going into City Hall. Where am I? Tarpon Springs City Hall. Oh, this says high school. Wait, I'm confused. Wait, Public Works is across the street. What the? Where the city? Wait a minute. Wait. Old Tarpon Springs High School is a masonry vernacular building with limited. Or structural modification. Interesting. Let's go over here and check it out. This was a high school. Can you believe it? A high school. How you doing? This company, Allied Security, they're famous for having the most unprofessional hires and security guards that don't know anything about anything. I mean, they're all DEI hires. This is the worst company in the history of companies as far as I'm concerned. And it's not just me. Everybody believes that in this community. They're so bad. Watch. Oh, what would you expect if somebody's asking you, what are you doing here? Wouldn't you expect and say, hi, my name is Tom. I'm, security here over. What brings you here to City Hall today? Where's that? That's what I want. That's the City Hall employee representative that we need. Not some tyrant, some bully who thinks he has authority over somebody who's doing a constitutionally protected activity on public property, of all places. Oh, I was incensed immediately. I was amazed I didn't swear. I just called him a jagoff. Is that where we go in? We go in here? I'm not going to play this more than a minute. I want to walk around at City Hall. I gotta do a FOIA request, so People's Building. Right?
Well,
it's the People's Building.
It's departments, different departments in there.
Yeah, but I can go. Oh, you're Allied. I can go in the
Look at
public spaces, though.
It's all basically private, basically.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
If the public can go in there.
So who do you need to see?
Look at the attitude. Even if I have attitude, which I don't, but even if I had an attitude, he should be professional all the time. First of all, that shirt is hideous. Button it up. I don't need to see your pubic hairs showing out your chest. And this shit-eating grin. Oh, boy. This whole video is just unreal. Making a FOIA request.
A FOIA request?
Yeah.
And that is exactly what?
Well, they'll know. It's Freedom of Information Act. I want to pull the documents from this building, and I want to know everything about the city. I'm doing a story.
You're doing a story.
You're doing a story. Oh, I wanted to fucking hit him.
Okay. Well, then.
What's your name?
Why you need to know my name?
Because you work here.
Yeah,
you're making contact with me and you're blocking me.
What's your name?
None of your business.
Well, it's none of your
I'm a free citizen.
It's none of your
That's who I am, jack off. Let me in.
I don't care what you are.
Well, you're going to care because I'm part of the public. And you. All right, if you guys want to watch the rest of that, you can. I know some of you are already saying, you're harassing him. You're a jerk. You're going there hoping they act that way. No, I don't. No, I really don't. I just want to have a cordial conversation, and I want to see professionalism. And we were allowed to go into City Hall before COVID. And then once COVID came, they made people make an appointment so they can control how many people are floating around in City Hall with the virus. And then they put locks on the doors that only he can allow people to come in or the person on the other side. He does call the cops on me, and it turns out pretty interesting. It's a good video. It's a good learning video for people if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But that's all I want. That's all. Then he gives me this, oh, it's about respect. I said, yeah, respect works both ways. You didn't respect me. Sitting here shaking your head and acting like you're running the show. Oh, I am. Ooh. See, people who work in public, look, I worked in customer service, in sales for 30 years plus, and I was good everywhere I worked. Everywhere. Because I know what it's like to be treated like shit. And I think when people are going to spend their money or their time using your product, you should be thrilled. You should be thanking them, walking behind them, in front of them with rose petals, thanking them. But these people, sloppy, angry, unprofessional, and living in 5 years ago. And my purpose to go there today was to go tour the building. I'm not going to tell you what happened if I did or didn't. You can go watch it. But before COVID, we were allowed to walk in these buildings unmolested. No police were there. No security was there. This is all new from COVID. And my goal now, just like I'm doing in Apopka, which is 20 minutes from Tarpon Springs, I am going to try, with the help of other auditors, we're trying to change it back to the way it was and go through the judicial system, get the threat of arrest, sue them, and have the laws changed. Don't need to get arrested. You only need to be threatened with arrest. So if somebody says you're not allowed in here, you're trespassed, but it's public property, you have to break the law to be trespassed from public property. They just can't kick you out because they don't want you there. But 85% of the cops don't know that. And they tell you you got to leave or you're going to be trespassed. And if you don't leave, you're going to get arrested. So that's all you need them to say, to have standing is what they call it, for a lawsuit. And the lawsuit's not about money. I wouldn't sue for money. I would sue to have that guy retrained or fired and to have the laws changed. That's what it would be. So that's my next visit down there. I put in a FOIA request, and I should get that within 5-10 business days, I believe, and then I'll go from there. And interesting. And the reason ufology can be involved in this, because I have an idea that when I'm walking around in public making these videos, I could say I'm looking for alien hybrids. And I think they come to this bank or to this post office or to this DMV. Sure, it sounds crazy. Who cares? Who cares? My whole life, I always wanted to do something like this. Walk around public, talk to public. Now, I think my next video, I'm going to be asking the public questions about aliens. So it'll help this channel, it'll help Rich Saves. And I think I could actually make Rich Saves really helpful towards GUFON by doing, I could be the alien audit guy, the First Amendment alien, the First Amendment hybrid guy, whatever. It's a funny twist. I've got all the gadgets. I've got the masks. I can do it all. I mean, look, I could carry a good old Zitch over here with me, plop him down on the road next to me and say, do you believe? I've got ideas. I just got to get healthy. And Glenn, brought up that theory that, well, maybe you're just tired of doing it. I'm not. I'm just tired of being tired. Tired of being tired. If you watched, was it yesterday's show or the day before? I was, what happened yesterday? I thought God, that was awful. Well, I'm still feeling the effects from yesterday, but as sick as I feel, I'm going to go work out. Yeah. I can't stop living my life. So this is why my mother and father are still going at 82, 83 years old. They don't sit down for nobody. Oh, my dad with Parkinson's now, but he's still awake, playing on the phone all day, figuring shit out for the world. You just got to keep moving. Anyway, I'm trying, guys. So we'll be back tomorrow at 7. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. I may take off tomorrow from Rich Saves, or from GUFON, and do Rich Saves. I don't know, just check back. We'll see. Usually, I was trying to do Tuesdays and Thursdays for RSA, and then the rest of the week for GUFON. So we'll see if I can do that tomorrow. See how I feel. All right, thanks again. I know I talked a lot tonight. Thank you for being patient, listening in. But there's a lot of stuff going on in this field, and they're still pushing drones as UFOs. That's the way it is right now. That's the narrative. And in about a year or two, you'll see people are going to be talking abductions, and it may start sooner than that, but that's the next thing. The big abduction wave of 2030, something like that. You'll see. It's coming. Coming. Don't know why. But we might even get evidence. I would like to see on Nuke's Top 5 abduction videos, like seeing somebody get abducted. Do you know how there's never any of those? Never. With all those cameras running, CCTV cameras, people cameras, cameras outside, doorbell cameras. You never see aliens going in somebody's bedroom, taking them out. You never see it. Coming, though. All right, what am I doing? All right, we'll see you guys. Truthology for ufology. Yeah, we do it for you. All right, thanks. And, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Giddy up. Alien bless.
There's look at this thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies of Bigfoot, and why did it sound like treasured sites in Christianity?
There's something